In the quiet suburb where everyone knew each other, the disappearance of twin babies had haunted the community for 2 decades. The mother, Meredith, had never stopped searching, clinging to the hope that one day she might find out what happened to her children. Just when the case seemed to be eternally cold, Meredith made a discovery that sent shivers down the spine of every neighbor. What she unearthed in the attic of their old family home would reopen the case and bring the long-forgotten whispers back into the glaring light of the present. Meredith had probably been staring at her discovery for at least 10 minutes now. She was completely motionless and could not form a coherent thought. She was baffled by what she had just found in her attic. After all these years that her babies were gone without a trace, this massive clue had just been sitting in her attic, untouched. When Meredith's mind finally started to work a little again, she tried to remember where this box had even come from. It was already here when she moved out of the house, but she had not bought it herself. That much she was sure of. She remembers leaving this behind along with a lot of other objects, because after the disappearance of her twins and the divorce from her husband, she moved into a much smaller apartment. The house had been up for sale ever since then, but nobody had ever even shown interest in it. A corporation had recently purchased it from the bank and wanted to tear it down to build something new. They had contacted Meredith because she was the previous owner. They wanted to give her the chance to take anything she still wanted before the place was torn down. Meredith had some doubts, but still decided to go and check it out. It would not hurt to have a look, and she had not been in that place for about 5 years. Maybe there were some things she missed when she moved out, and as it turned out, that was most definitely the case. Because the last time she left, she had not even opened this box. And the contents of this box came as a complete shock to the woman. She was holding in her hand a picture of 2 very young twin boys that she immediately recognized as her twin sons. But in this picture, they were a bit older than when they disappeared now 20 years ago. She had been searching for them for so long, and this was the biggest clue she had found in all that time. Meredith cautiously places the mysterious box in her car, her emotions a whirlwind of hope and despair. The box, dusty and forgotten, felt heavy, not just in weight, but in possibilities. Her hands trembled slightly as she secured it in the back seat, her mind teeming with what-ifs and maybes. Each possibility brought a surge of hope, quickly tamed by years of disappointment. On the drive, Meredith's thoughts drift back to the harrowing day her twins disappeared. The memory was etched in her mind, as vivid as if it had happened yesterday. The laughter of her children that morning, their faces full of innocent joy, and then the deafening silence that followed their disappearance. It was a day that had fractured her world, leaving an unhealable scar. She reflects on the endless, fruitless search and the toll it took on her life. Flyers with their cherubic faces had turned from vibrant to faded. The countless sleepless nights, the endless interviews with police, and the myriad false leads that led nowhere. Each dead end was a fresh wound to her already broken heart, a cycle of hope and despair that seemed eternal. Meredith recalls the pain and confusion that has lingered for 2 decades. The unanswered questions haunted her. Why them? Why her family? The not knowing was a relentless torment, a constant companion in her life of solitude. The pain had dulled over the years but never left, an ever-present ache in the depths of her soul. As she nears her home, Meredith braces herself for what the box might reveal. Her heart pounds with a mixture of fear and anticipation. This box, hidden away for years, could hold answers or deepen the mystery. She inhales deeply, steeling herself for whatever truths lie within, ready to face the ghosts of her past head-on. Arriving home, Meredith feels a tumult of emotions as she prepares to open the box. Her hands are unsteady as she reaches for the lid, her heart pounding in her chest. Each second feels like an eternity as she imagines countless scenarios. Hope, long suppressed, begins to flicker within her, battling against the fear of yet another disappointment. The box, filled with mostly mundane items, seems at first a disappointment. Old trinkets, faded photographs of unfamiliar places, and miscellaneous papers. Each item she sifts through tightens the knot of despair in her stomach. Yet, she continues, driven by a mother's enduring hope, searching for any sign, any clue to her twins' fate. Among the items, Meredith finds old mail addressed to someone she doesn't recognize. The name on the envelopes is foreign to her, stirring more questions than answers. Her curiosity piqued. She pored over the letters, searching for any connection, any thread that might lead her to understanding the fate of her children. The email bears an address that stirs no memories, deepening the mystery. This place, mentioned in the letters, is completely unknown to her. Could it be a significant piece of the puzzle she's been trying to solve for 2 decades? Her mind races with possibilities, each more perplexing than the last. Determined, Meredith decides to pursue this slender lead. Despite the uncertainty and the fear of yet another dead end, she can't ignore the potential of this new clue. With renewed resolve, she prepares to delve deeper into the mystery and address her next destination in a journey filled with more questions than answers. Meredith tries and fails to recall any link to the name on the letters. The name, as foreign as the address, offers no spark of recognition. She sifts through her memories, trying to connect the dots, but it's like grasping at shadows. The frustration mounts, but so does her determination. This clue, however obscure, is the only lead she has. The mysterious address on the letters becomes her next destination. Meredith maps out the location, a sense of purpose steadying her resolve. It's a thread in a long, tangled mystery, and she can't resist the urge to pull it, to see what unravels. The address is a beacon in the fog of uncertainty that has clouded her life for too long. Energized by having a concrete lead, Meredith prepares for her next step. She gathers what she needs, her movements methodical, almost robotic. This could be the breakthrough she's been waiting for, or it could be another painful dead end. But she has to know. The need to uncover the truth propels her forward, pushing back the years of despair. Meredith resolves to investigate the address herself, without involving the police yet. She's learned caution over the years, the sting of too many false hopes. This has to be her journey, at least for now. The police will come later if there's anything to tell. For now, this path is hers alone to tread. Setting out for the next city, Meredith is fueled by a mix of hope and fear. The road stretches before her, both familiar and foreboding. Each mile brings her closer to a potential answer, or to another heartbreak. The landscape blurs past her window, a backdrop to the turbulent emotions swirling within her as she pursues the elusive shadow of her past. Meredith researches the address online, uncovering its location in a neighboring city. Her fingers fly over the keyboard, tracing digital maps and street views. The address, just a line of text before, transforms into a real place on her screen. It's a tangible destination in her quest, a place that could hold the answers to her endless questions. She decides to investigate alone, hoping to gather more evidence. Meredith knows this journey is hers to make, a path she must walk without the shadow of doubt that others might cast. She prepares herself mentally, knowing that what she finds could change everything or nothing at all. It's a chance she's willing to take, driven by the love of a mother. Meredith drives to the city, her mind buzzing with what she might discover. The road is a ribbon of uncertainty, weaving through her thoughts of fear and hope. With each passing mile, the reality of what she is doing, chasing a ghost, a whisper of a clue, settles heavier on her shoulders. Yet she drives on. Reaching the address, Meredith is confronted with a normal-looking house. It stands innocuously in the suburbs, its facade revealing nothing of the secrets it might hold. Her heart races as she takes in every detail: the neatly trimmed lawn, the curtains at the windows. This ordinary house, in its ordinariness, seems almost defiant in its silence. The sight of children playing outside the house painfully reminds her of her own sons. Their laughter, a sound she has missed for years, pierces her heart. She watches them for a moment, lost in memories of her own children's laughter, their smiles. It's a bittersweet tableau that both warms and wrenches her heart. Gathering her courage, Meredith approaches the house, driven by her need for answers. Each step feels heavier than the last, laden with years of unfulfilled hopes and pent-up emotions. She steadies her trembling hands, reminding herself why she's here. This house, unassuming as it is, could be the key to unlocking the mystery that has plagued her for so long. Meredith knocks on the door, her heart racing with anticipation. The sound echoes in the quiet neighborhood, marking the moment of truth. She holds her breath, waiting for a response, her mind racing with scenarios. This knock, a simple act, feels monumental. It's the culmination of years of searching, of hoping against hope. The door is answered by a woman who seems baffled by Meredith's story. Her expression, a mix of confusion and curiosity, mirrors the uncertainty swirling in Meredith's heart. Words stumble out in a rush as Meredith tries to explain her presence, her reason, and the unyielding quest that has brought her to this stranger's doorstep. The woman, having lived there only 2 years, knows nothing of the twins. She listens to Meredith with a sympathetic yet helpless expression. This revelation feels like a setback, yet Meredith's resolve doesn't waver. The truth she seeks isn't here, not yet. But this isn't the end. It's just another twist in the labyrinthine journey she's on. The woman mentions buying the house from a long-term previous owner. This information, a mere fragment, ignites a spark of hope in Meredith. Perhaps this previous owner holds the key, the missing piece to the puzzle. It's a slender thread, but Meredith grasps it eagerly, ready to follow it wherever it may lead in her relentless quest for the truth. Meredith learns that the time frame of the previous owner matches that of her son's disappearance. This revelation sends a shiver down her spine, intertwining her past with this stranger's history. It feels too coincidental to be just chance, and Meredith's heart clings to this new lead, a potential bridge to the answers she has sought for so long. The new homeowner provides the name of the previous owner, a potential lead. The name, unfamiliar yet now significant, resonates with a sense of purpose. Meredith repeats it silently, etching it into her memory. It's a new thread in the tangled web of her past, possibly leading to the truth she desperately needs. Meredith decides to contact the previous owner, her heart a mix of hope and fear. The decision is fraught with the potential for both revelation and disappointment. But the need to know, to finally understand what happened to her sons, outweighs her trepidation. She's ready to face whatever truths this new path may reveal. She receives the contact information for the previous owner and prepares to reach out. Holding the slip of paper, Meredith feels a connection to her past flickering to life. It's a fragile link, one that could easily break or lead her to the answers she's been seeking. With a deep breath, she steels herself for the next step. Meredith calls the previous owner, each ring heavy with anticipation. Her heart beats in rhythm with the sound, each tone a step closer to a possible revelation. The wait feels endless, a stretch of time filled with every possible outcome. She grips the phone tightly, bracing herself for the voice that could change everything. After several attempts, the call connects, and Meredith explains her story. Her voice is steady but carries the weight of years of searching and hoping. She recounts the disappearance of her sons, the discovery of the box, and the trail leading to this call. Each word is a plea for understanding, a call for answers that have long eluded her. A tense silence follows her explanation, filled with unspoken questions. Meredith holds her breath, waiting. The silence stretches, becoming a vast chasm of uncertainty. It's a silence heavy with potential, with the gravity of what might come next. In those suspended moments, Meredith's heart races, her hopes and fears colliding. The previous owner hesitantly invites Meredith to meet and discuss the twins. The invitation, cautious yet significant, is a glimmer of hope. It's a chance, however uncertain, for Meredith to step closer to the truth she has been seeking. With a mix of anxiety and resolve, she accepts, understanding the weight of this opportunity. Meredith, anxious and hopeful, agrees to the meeting. This could be the turning point in her long search, the moment that brings clarity or more questions. She prepares herself mentally and emotionally, aware of the possible outcomes. The path to answers is rarely straight, but she is ready to follow it wherever it leads. Meredith travels to meet the woman who may hold answers to her son's fate. Each mile brings her closer to what could be a pivotal revelation. Her mind is a whirlwind of thoughts, scenarios, and possibilities. This journey, one of countless others, carries a significance unlike any before. It's a journey towards a truth that has been 2 decades in the making. Arriving at a modest apartment, Meredith is greeted by a nervous, guilt-ridden woman. The woman's eyes, full of unshed tears, meet Meredith's with a mix of fear and sorrow. The air is thick with unspoken words, a story yet to be told. Meredith steps into the apartment, her heart pounding, as she faces the woman who might hold the key to her past. The 2 women sit down, the air heavy with the promise of revelations. There's a palpable tension as they face each other. 2 lives intersected by a shared, yet divided, past. Meredith's hands clench in her lap, her eyes fixed on the woman who hesitates before speaking. The moment stretches, fraught with the weight of impending truths. The woman begins her story, her voice laced with regret. She speaks slowly, choosing her words with care, as if each one is a piece of the puzzle she's laying out before Meredith. Her tale is one of sadness and secrets, a narrative that weaves through the years of Meredith's torment, offering glimpses into unanswered questions. She reveals a connection to Meredith's past she never anticipated. Her revelations unearth hidden links, intertwining their stories in ways Meredith could never have imagined. The past unfolds in a tapestry of events, decisions, and coincidences that have led to this very moment, this very conversation that might change everything Meredith thought she knew. The woman confesses that Meredith's ex-husband was involved in the twins' disappearance. Her words fall like a hammer on Meredith's heart, shattering the last vestiges of her hope that it was all a tragic mistake. The truth, stark and brutal, hangs in the air between them, a reality too painful, too unbelievable, yet undeniable in its raw honesty. Meredith learns her ex-husband had an affair with this woman. The confession cuts through her like a cold blade, each word a blow to her already fragile heart. The woman's remorseful eyes meet Meredith's stunned gaze as she reveals the intimate betrayal that set the foundation for the years of deceit and pain that followed. The woman explains how they conspired to fake the twins' disappearance. Her words paint a picture of deception and manipulation, a plan carefully orchestrated and ruthlessly executed. Meredith listens, her mind reeling, as the pieces of the heartbreaking puzzle fall into place, revealing the calculated scheme that robbed her of her children. She reveals they took the twins to start a new life together, hiding the truth. This woman, once a stranger, confesses to living a life built on a life that unknowingly intertwined with Meredith's deepest sorrows. Meredith's breath catches as she absorbs the enormity of the revelation, the reality of her son's fate finally coming to light. The woman admits to hiding the twins, raising them as her own. Guilt weighs heavily in her voice as she recounts the years of secrecy, the challenges of raising 2 boys with a truth lurking in the shadows. Meredith struggles to comprehend this twisted act of love and betrayal, her emotions a turbulent sea of shock and disbelief. She explains how the box ended up in Meredith's old house, left in a moment of guilt. It was a desperate attempt to reach out, to connect, however indirectly, with the mother who had been wronged. The box, a silent witness to years of pain and regret, had finally made its way back to Meredith, unearthing the past in its wake. Meredith grapples with the reality that her sons have been raised by another. The truth sits heavy in her heart, a complicated mix of relief and sorrow. She had imagined countless scenarios over the years, but nothing like this. The thought of her boys, now men, living a life she never knew, is both heartwarming and heart-wrenching. She contemplates pressing charges, but is torn by the impact on her sons. Would the pursuit of justice bring them peace or more pain? Her motherly instinct clashes with her desire for retribution. The decision is agonizing. Justice for herself could mean upheaval for her sons. Meredith finds herself at a moral crossroads, weighing her need for closure against their well-being. Meredith decides to prioritize her sons' stability over legal action. It's a painful concession, putting their needs above her desire for justice. She realizes that dragging the truth into the light of a courtroom might do more harm than good. Meredith chooses a quieter, more difficult form of closure, one that puts her sons' lives first. Resigned, Meredith accepts the life her sons have led without her. It's a bittersweet pill to swallow, but she finds solace in knowing they were loved and cared for. Her journey for the truth has led to this, a place of acceptance and a new understanding of what it means to love selflessly. Meredith prepares to leave, her heart heavy with loss yet lighter with truth. The journey has been long and tortuous, but she carries a newfound peace. As she steps out of the apartment, leaving behind the woman who changed her life, she feels a sense of closure. In letting go, she finds the strength to move forward, her heart beginning to heal. She chooses not to disturb her sons' lives, leaving without meeting them. It's a decision made with a heavy heart, the ultimate act of maternal sacrifice. Meredith walks away, each step a testament to her love and respect for the lives her sons have built. In her heart, she whispers a silent goodbye, a farewell filled with love and hope for their future. Meredith reflects on her undying love for her sons, despite the distance. Her journey has been one of heartache and loss, but her love remains unshaken. It's a bond not even time or separation can break. She carries the love for her sons deep within her, a perpetual flame that warms her even in the coldest moments. She finds solace in knowing they are safe and have been well cared for. This knowledge is a small comfort in the vast ocean of her loss. It doesn't erase the years of pain, but it brings a measure of peace, a balm to the wounds that have long marked her heart. Meredith clings to this comfort, a lifeline in her journey of healing. Meredith drives home, her mind a whirl of emotions, but at peace with her decision. The road stretches before her, a path back to a life forever changed. She's a mosaic of what she's endured, each piece a testament to her strength and resilience. In this journey, she finds not an ending, but the beginning of acceptance and a new way forward. Returning home, Meredith faces a future with her burden lifted. She steps into a life no longer overshadowed by the unknown. There's a newfound freedom in this chapter, an opportunity to rebuild and rediscover herself. As she closes the door behind her, Meredith embraces the promise of a future filled with potential, her heart open to the possibilities that await. She contemplates the enduring impact of her loss and the strength it gave her. Meredith reflects on how her journey through the depths of despair has forged her into a stronger person. The loss of her sons, while a source of unending sorrow, has also been a crucible, tempering her spirit and resilience, teaching her the true meaning of perseverance. Meredith reflects on the journey she's endured, from despair to resolution. The path has been fraught with heartache, but also moments of unexpected strength. She recalls the dark days and the flickers of hope that sustained her. Her journey, a testament to a mother's unbreakable bond, has led her to a place of understanding and acceptance. With closure found, Meredith starts to look forward to a new chapter in her life. The shadow of her past, while never completely gone, no longer holds her captive. She looks ahead with a sense of hope, ready to embrace the possibilities that life still holds for her. Her heart, though scarred, is open to the future's potential. She recognizes the painful yet freeing power of uncovering the truth. Meredith understands now more than ever that truth, no matter how painful, brings a clarity that heals. It's a bittersweet liberation, but one that allows her to close a painful chapter and step forward into a new light, unburdened by the questions that once haunted her. The story closes with Meredith finding strength in her enduring love for her sons and the resilience to move forward. Her journey has been one of unimaginable pain, but also of immense love and strength. Meredith's love for her sons remains her guiding light, a beacon that continues to shine, illuminating her path as she steps into a new beginning. If you want to continue enjoying inspiring stories like this one, subscribe to our channel or check out the other videos shown at the bottom of the screen. Thank you for your cooperation.